My name is Whitney Porter.
I'm Morgan Sheldon.
I'm William Smith. A monopoly is when there is only one seller of a good or service in the market. This leads to inefficiencies and often leads to a lack of quality of goods due to the fact there is no competition. Graphically, monopolies have a downward sloping demand curve and will produce at the profit maximization point, which is where marginal revenue equals marginal costs. It's worth noting that not all monopolies make an economic profit. For example, in the graph shown here, the point where marginal revenue equals marginal costs is below the average total cost, so this monopoly would be taking an economic loss.
Monopolistic competition is the economic model for a company that has control of a majority of the market. A monopolistic competitor is similar to a monopoly graphically because they both operate where marginal revenue equals marginal cost, and they both have downward sloping demand curves. Because like a monopolistic competitor has the ability to price out the competition, but because there is still other firms within the market, it is not a fully pure monopoly. Although like a monopoly, they cannot raise their prices too high or else they will create an opening for competition to enter the market. Thanks, Duke Energy, for powering all of our electronics.
Our first example of a monopoly is Duke Energy. They currently supply 90% of North Carolina's energy needs. Energy is a costly business to enter and replicate, and they provide the majority, making them a price setter. All these factors contribute to Duke Energy being a monopoly.
This example of a monopoly is the U.S. Postal Service. They're a natural monopoly due to the laws created by the government that prevents competition from entering the market. They are legally protected by the government in two ways. The first being that they are the only service that is legally allowed to send letters through the mail. And the second is that they are the only service that is legally allowed to use mailboxes. It's also worth mentioning that this is also an example of a monopoly that does not generate an economic profit.
Go.
Okay. Wow, Disney Plus has way more options.
Disney Plus is our first example of monopolistic competition. We are comparing Disney Plus to other streaming services such as Netflix. Disney achieves monopolistic competition by being an established and highly recognizable brand, having the capital to enter the market, being able to differentiate from competitors from the start by offering Disney movies and shows, Marvel movies, National Geographic specials, and ESPN as a part of their streaming packages.
Do you guys take Camelback? Yeah. That's awesome. Great. Hi, do you guys take Camelback?
No, we do not.
Oh, that's too bad. Thank
Sorry.
you. For our second example for monopolistic competition, we use the coffee market on campus. Since Starbucks is on campus, they get a majority of the market for coffee at Campbell University. Just off of campus, we have Creek Coffee, as well as some other coffee shops that are a drive away from campus. Since Starbucks is on campus, they are the main place people will go because they don't have to leave campus and they don't have to spend their own money because you can use Camelbucks and gift cards to pay for items. They also have differentiated products unlike some of the other coffee shops like mugs, breakfast foods, and ground coffee.